governor of Kakamega in 2022. And we managed to convince our boss and our financiers that we need to be driven by a bigger picture in terms of supporting those young aspirants in our party with the resources that they can win. So we were all supported, and I think we all agreed that in Western Kenya, much support could go to Cleophas Malala because of the vastness of Kakamega County, and also Kakamega was the bedrock of ODM. So we supported Malala financially so that he can outmuscle the strongest support that ODM had mounted, benefiting from the incumbency, considering that Wycliffe Oparanya was then the outgoing governor of Kakamega, and they had done pretty well. So we gave Malala a lot of money. Yes. And then what Malala did is that instead of him going to fund the campaigns, he took the money to the bank, bought some properties, building the house. By the time when Fernandez Baraza was being sworn in as governor of Kakamega after beating Cleophas Malala, Cleophas Malala was doing a housewarming party that he has built, funded from the money which his friends, we gave him to finance his campaigns. So at times Cleophas Malala becomes an enemy to himself. If somebody asks you why Cleophas Malala is not the governor of Kakamega, is because the money was given to fund his campaigns. He took the money to the bank. He embezzled part of it with just women and alcohol around Kakamega and Kisumu town. The rest of the money, the change which he remained with, he went and built a house for himself in Makunga or somewhere thereabout, in Buchocho. Yes. So I agree with those people who say you reap where you have invested. Yes. You harvest what you planted. When Fernandez Baraza was harvesting and reaping what he had invested in his campaigns to run for governor of Kakamega, and when he was harvesting, the bamba harvest for him was being sworn in as governor of Kakamega, Cleophas Malala harvested his house where he had invested the campaign money that we had given him to build his house.
Speaking of the Western leaders, still on Cleophas Malala and Fernandez Baraza, let's speak of Fernandez Baraza. Fernandez Baraza is not that popular. It's not that he's the governor, yes, but it's not that. We don't see anything he's doing here. He's not that strong. What can you say about that? Is he a performing governor of Kakamega? It's not like Oparanya, the way we used to hear Oparanya everywhere. We don't hear about Fernandez Baraza.
I don't know much about Kakamega's developmental record of Baraza because, number one, I don't live in Kakamega. Yes. I have been in Kakamega maybe twice from the time Fernandez Baraza was elected. I have not done any meeting with the many people of Kakamega in terms of getting feedback on whether he's delivering or not. But what I can tell you is that you cannot compare the politics of Fernandez Baraza with the Wycliffe Oparanya. Wycliffe Oparanya is a bit loud and noisy. Yes. Fernandez Baraza by nature is calm, composed, calculative. So you can't compare the two personalities. So I can't really comment about the developmental record of Fernandez Baraza. but what I can only amplify to be a good thing about him, because I see, is that I think 85% of the leaders of Kakamega, they are very united. They are very united. Very united.
Including Boni Halwale inside.
No, I've said 85%.
So
Halwale is part of the 15%. and I think you should never take what Halwale says with any seriousness. You know, the other day he was accusing me of buying a helicopter. I saw him speak about me on the floor of the Senate. That the reason why the Gen Z are protesting is because of opulence that is displayed by our leaders. And they say there is my younger brother from Bungoma who has bought a helicopter. And he thought that is a very big thing. That is something that you can only achieve if you've stolen money, if you are corrupt.
So how much was your helicopter?
Before I come to that, you know, I have never held a ministerial position. I have never been an accounting officer in this country in terms of controlling millions of shillings, if not billions, as a signatory. Where you can now say that I've used my position as an accounting officer to sign and divert some money to myself. You know, you've come to my office, you've seen the way it is. I'm a businessman. I am not just a political parrot. When I'm campaigning in Bungoma, from Thursday to Monday,
Sunday,
from Tuesday to Wednesday, I am here, looking at how the people that I've hired and put in position, they are running my businesses. You've seen, I'm a successful businessman, and the amount of money that I spent in buying that helicopter, which again is also bringing me money because it is part of charter planes, you know, at Wilson Airport, that brings me an income. The amount of money that I spent buying that helicopter, if Bon Halwale was to buy helicopters from the time he became, from the time he was a doctor, like to today as the government whip in the Senate, he will have bought 10 of similar helicopters. The only difference that me, I spent my money buying helicopters. Him, he spent the millions of shillings he had with women and hoodrans in every market that he goes.
So the helicopter was 10 billion.
You know, having a woman, one woman, is a project.
It's true.
It's an investment. If you have 5 with several concubines from different towns, you spend too much money.
It is true.
If Bon Halwale was to invest, I invested my money in buying a helicopter. Bon Halwale invested his money in women and hoodrans. Yeah?
Yes.
So, people have got different investment attitudes. Yeah? Some are building high-rise buildings, others are buying land, others are putting their money in money markets. You know, we all came in Nairobi to look for money, not for something else.
They have been in your Bungoma house in Kimilili. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, I came in Nairobi to look for money. I am a role model to very many young people in Kenya. You know, and like I told you, I write books, and I define structures that young people would follow. You don't have to be.
You have the copies of the books here?
No, the books I write them by deeds.
Okay.
I write them by doing. I don't write them by literal writing.
Oh, you don't write them?
I don't write them by writing.
Put them down in paper.
I don't put them down in paper. Yeah? I provide development blueprints for very many young people to learn from me, not by literally writing them.
Oh, okay.
By practicing and doing. You got the point? You don't have to. I am simply telling very many young people of our country that if you are financially disciplined and you know what you want, you don't have to buy a helicopter only when you are at the age of 60. You can still buy at the age of 20,
It is true.
25.
It is true.
So I'm telling the young people of our country to stop these illusions and these crybaby attitudes about what and what. They should sit down, decide what they want, and go out and look for it. With 30,000 shillings, you'll open a company. You grow a company. Yeah. You grow a company slowly by slowly. We have a lot of business potential, not only in Kenya or in the region, but across the world. And do you know that as a member of parliament, because of the followers who follow me in this country and across the world, even on my Twitter handle, I have about 700,000 followers. Anything I post on my Twitter here, it attracts impressions of 10 million.
Yes.
10 million. Yeah. I have my card, which I've not been using for a very long period of time, that I had linked it to my Twitter handle. I went to check on my card there. I saw there are too much money that Twitter pays me. So no, they pay me for doing nothing, because my phone, my Twitter handle, I use it to communicate the development that we are doing in my constituency. Yeah, my engagement with the people, so that the people who elected me can be able to audit what I am doing for them, especially those who are not at home. I communicate what we are doing in Kimilili and Bungoma to our supporters in the diaspora, in America, in the UK, everywhere, who have not seen us. You get the point? But then Twitter pays me for doing nothing. So there is a lot of potential in the business for making money across the world. And when you make the money, also be a bit philanthropic. Don't allow the money you make to choke you. You must share the little you have with the people, And what many people don't know is that even at that age of 28, when I was first elected as a member of parliament for Kimilili constituency, what many people don't know is that I had served as the regional manager for Bolore Africa Logistics. I was in charge of around 10 African countries. I used to traverse the world. Yeah? The geographical East Africa for Bolore Africa Logistics is not limited to the administrative boundaries of East African community. Yeah? It runs from South Africa, Ethiopia, Djibouti.
So many people think that you just came from the
I didn't. I didn't. And by the way, let me tell you, people think that because I served in the military, then maybe I never went to school or something, because you see, many people are used to that when you are joining military, recruitment date and time and place will be announced on the newspaper. Then the young men will go in the stadium, remove your shirts, you run, whoever runs first. Then you are given the compact to go and serve our country in the military. Do you know, I am one of the most educated members of parliament in our country, in our current parliament.
Really?
Absolutely. I have said I'm one of the most educated, meaning I'm not the only one.
Okay.
Yeah, meaning the number of the most educated ones, if they are 10, I'm one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have 2 university degrees. I have 2 master's degrees.
Wow.
I have 1 graduate diploma. I have 2 national diplomas. And I'm currently at the tail end of completing my PhD in public administration from Muranga University.
Wow.
I'm one of the most educated. And I chose, when I was doing my master's, my dissertation, if you go and Google, you will see it. My dissertation was about determinants of effective implementation of a devolution support program, a case of Bungoma County. My project title, when I was doing my graduate diploma in project management,
Yes.
was effects of implementation of strategic management in the management of Constituency Development Fund, a case of Kandui County, still in Bungoma County. Yeah. My dissertation and research that I'm doing now with my PhD program is also about how various county branding policies have an effect on the service level, service delivery on SMEs from Bungoma County. So I understand Bungoma County in terms of what the people want, how do they perceive the current leadership, like no one's business. So I am doing a PhD program in a field with my research that has focused on Bungoma County because of my passion, because I do not want to experience a situation that after dropping the Bible, after being sworn in as the governor of Bungoma, is when I will go to the office to begin planning on what I will do for them. I already know what the people of Bungoma want and wait for my manifesto that I will release
Very soon.
not very soon. I will release my manifesto in February 2027.
Okay.
So that the excitement about my manifesto, we will carry it to the elections. And let me tell you, you can go and write somewhere in the bank. The people of Bungoma in 2027,
Yes.
they will elect Didmas Wekesa Barasa, not Didmas as a person, but they will elect that what I will stand for, that what I will do for them. That is what will overrun my opponents out of town.
Okay.
And I will make the people of Bungoma not to focus on my iniquities as a human being. Because each human being, you have your own iniquities. The Bible says there is no man without sin. Every man has sinned, and all sins are equal in the eyes of God. And the Bible says do not focus on the physical appearance of a person, but focus on the parameters that are within the spheres of the spiritual realm of this person in so far as what he wants, what the level of extent that God wants to use this person. For example, if you are in a church, you don't focus about where you saw your pastor yesterday. what you've heard about your pastor alleged to have committed or to have done.
Yes.
But when you go to the church, you focus your commitment, your mind, to the extent that God is using that pastor at that point in time. If God is using him to perform some miracles, you focus on that one, because as a leader, I believe that leaders come from God, but not all those leaders are used by God to bring transformation and changes.
Yeah, tulikuwa nataka tutoke upande wa politics, turuke kwa personal life.